Let's talk all about AI in business. It's hosted by Brent Muller. Welcome to the Future Proof Podcast.
Hi, and welcome to the latest episode of the Future Proof Podcast. I'm your host, Brent Muller. We got a really exciting guest today, and we'll get to Wesley in 1 second. For those of you who just joined the podcast, just to let you know who we are, we're a B2B growth SaaS company specializing in helping those companies scale and grow their revenue. And we built our own AI-powered platform, which gets 2 to 5 X results on anything that we've ever used. So if you're interested, you want to take your business to the next level, just stick around until the end. And if you really just want to do a growth consult with us, we're happy to do that. Just drop the word growth in the comments or DMs, and somebody will get you set up with a quick call with us. But let's jump into today's episode and talk to Wesley Nappi from TaskBullet.
Hey,
Wesley, welcome.
thanks, Brent. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Yeah, here I am. Let's do this.
Let's do it. So first off, let's talk about your whole journey leading up to TaskBullet, your background and career journey.
Let's see how much I want to share or how much I think is relevant, Well, first I was born, and I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. I had jobs in high school, but after that, I pretty much have always just started something, run something. Had some cool opportunities, turnaround CEO opportunities, tried some cool stuff, lived all over. But
you have lived all over.
I've lived a lot of places. We travel. It's cool. It's fun. Like I said, I think I told you earlier, my kids don't love it, but I do. So this is kind of funny. Got into this as kind of let's start here. Here we go. All right. So I had a CD business, the business that actually prints, melts the plastic and creates CDs, right? So
Really?
we were manufacturing the actual plastic. A lot of people, when you say making CDs, they don't know what that means. Like you're burning them. It's like, no, like making discs. So a band or a company or whatever would come to us and say, make me 10,000 copies, right? We'd make them, package them, give them back. That business was going good. Everything was fine. And then, Napster came. And I know that everyone always talks about Metallica and how they just got screwed on their album because everyone downloaded it. But I got news for you. There were other people that got screwed. It wasn't just Metallica, okay? We got screwed. With no fault of our own, right? It wasn't, we didn't do anything wrong. Right. It's just the industry died overnight. I mean, it was instant. Our sales were dropping so fast. I was losing so much money so quickly. I couldn't fire enough people fast enough. We have warehouses and people. Everyone's ever tried to downsize. You can't really close this department without closing these other 4. So it's how small can you get this where it still feeds this? And that's good. Well, if that's good, there's no point for this. You can't do packaging if you can't make. It's a nightmare. People are like, "Oh, we're growing so fast, it's hard." I'm like, "Try shrinking, bro."
Yeah.
Try that. I know. I know. So it was a nightmare. So anyway, it was shrinking, and I was like, I need something else to pay the bills. And this came along, and I was kind of just put it on the back burner. It was a standard VA company, but it was early. It was 12 years ago. It was early in the game. No one was doing it. Read the 4-hour work week. Let's do this. It was basically a site. A friend of mine built it, and it was just sitting there. And I didn't really pay attention to it, but it kept building. Like I said, it was early. It was easy then. The traffic was easy. Everything was easy. But it was building to the point where I was like, I have to claim that. It's enough money that the government would want to know about that. It's not $2,000 on the year. It's something. So I started to kind of focus all right, I'm going to have to put some energy over here because I can't just ignore it now. And it slowly became the focus. And the CD wasn't so slow. It just died. That was really hard.
At least you had a landing spot, right? It'd be way worse if you didn't have a landing spot.
Yeah, that's what and I didn't know that at the time, although I did feel this dying. And then it's kind of like it died all the way, and then it sat at 20% for a while where people still used it. So 80% of it just seriously in a year it was toast. So then, I started to switch my focus and I went over here, and it started like everybody. We're just a remote employee company, virtual assistant. It's the same thing. You come in, you hire full-time, hire part-time, you figure out a schedule. It's the same as everybody. And that's how it started. And then it evolved to what it is now. And that's a whole process too. But that's where it started. I've been basically creating businesses and being an entrepreneur my whole life. And that's where I am at the moment. We'll see what's next when AI comes.
I'm sure there's more stuff in your future. Once you're an entrepreneur, it's just, all right, what's the next thing I'm going to solve? But talk to me about TaskBullet and how your model has evolved. Because you kind of hit at it But how do you differentiate in that market today?
Yeah, we differentiate, man. We are very different than everybody else. We do the bucket system, which think of it like a retainer with a lawyer. So we started like everyone else. And what we realized is we were selling people what they wanted, and it fit into the old business model of work from the office, not work from home. And this is what, you hear Elon Musk, complaining about it with his Tesla factories. He's like, we need people to come into the office. How come the workers have to be there, but not the office people? And he's complaining about it, and they tweet back and forth. Anyway, the problem was people are still working in the old model.
Right.
And they're wondering why it doesn't work with home employees. Well, duh, you're working the old model. If you're going to do a home employee, you have to adjust the model. And that's what we did. We were selling people what they wanted, which was an employee. And then we realized this is not what employees need. It's what they think they need, but it's not what they need. So we went in and said, okay, let's adjust. We're working with B2B, typically small business. The San Francisco guys are not calling us. They've got plenty of funding and they hire, 50 to 100 people at a time. It's not, they're not calling me. So we go to the little guy that's just trying to get it going, which is actually my favorite people. I just love entrepreneurs. I love them. Like, they're so great. So that's who we get to work with. We're just really blessed like that. So we talk to them, and it's mostly like bootstrap people, that were in the industry and want to start something, they did it on their own, and they're just putting their head to the ground and they're working through it and they're going to figure it out. Those are the guys. So, and gals, they come in and they you've seen this. You work the business. They need a marketing guy. They need an accounting guy. They need someone to enter their orders and someone to call customers. So they need 4 people right there.
Right.
Well, these little guys do not have the money to even hire 4 people part-time. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we'll get into it later maybe, but then it also switches their mindset. They start thinking, oh, how do I keep my 4 people busy? Dude, if you ever wake up in the morning and think, how do I keep my employees busy? You have failed already. Never think about keeping someone else busy. Your focus is, how do I grow my business? If someone's not busy, either fire them or look at your processes and see why they're not busy. So we said, okay, instead of giving these people 4 part-time jobs, which people don't even have money to hire that, what typically happens is they hire one guy full-time and they try to have him do all 4 things. And they might be decent at marketing, maybe, but they suck at accounting. They don't ever get to their phone calls because they say they're too busy, which they're not. And then they, forget about order entry. That's data entry, and they're not going to do it, or they'll have their friend do it.
Right.
They end up with one employee that tries to do everything, but they're not the entrepreneur. And so they get a crappy job across the board instead of 4 skilled people. We said, how do we fix this? So we wanted to give them what they wanted. I mean, what they needed versus what they wanted. So we said, how about this? Why don't they just do this task-based and also adjust your model for a home-based employee? This is the new model. And it's all task-related. So we track everything everyone's doing. We want to know what they're working on, how long they spent, how many hours they have left. Everything's tracked. And so the difference is you'll come to us and you have an account manager that's dedicated. And you'll say, Kate, I need a marketing person, someone to adjust my social or do my social. Great. We get Janice and we hand them Janice. Janice does social. She's good at social. It's all she does. She's efficient at it. Janet is dedicated. So every time you need to talk to someone about your social, maybe you have a promo coming up or adjust a message, whatever, you talk to Janice. It's the same person. But you're not paying Janice 8 hours a day. You're paying her for 3 hours a week, because it doesn't take that long to go in and go to Canva, create all your socials, then schedule them across your socials, push save. Janice is out. But how are you going to keep Janice around if you're only giving her 3 hours a week? You're not. She's toast. She's going to find the bigger, better deal, and you're gone. And train someone else. That sucks.
Right.
Well, that's where we come in. We keep them busy. We do all the HR. We do the team building. We have, everything that keeps that employee interested and a full-time job. So she's getting paid. She's not leaving. We're an actual career. So now you only use a couple hours, but Janice is still here because we made sure of that. And now you need a bookkeeper. Well, now you're going to have Adam do that. Adam, now you have 2 people. And maybe you're only using a couple hours. They both pull from the same bucket of hours. You don't have to keep buying more stuff. It all is your retainer. And these people come in, they clock in, they do the task, they clock out and wait for the next thing. You can, of course, do part-time, full-time, scheduled. Of course, it's super easy. We can do that. Anyone can do that. Yeah. And we're happy to do that. But we usually say start with your bucket, get what you need. And that's really what separates us. We give people the flexibility to build a team like the big companies. You have a marketing team. Yeah, it's only one person, but you're a small company. You don't have the budget for a big one anyway. You have an accounting department. It's not a whole department. It's one guy, but you don't have that many invoices. You don't need a department. Anyway, you
Right.
start to build it this way. You've got your sales guys making the phone calls and all this stuff, but you're only paying for when they're working. They clock in, do the work, clock out. So now you can build a team on the budget you have versus these San Francisco guys that just throw cash at it. That was the big difference between TaskBullet and everybody else. So
That's
it's
amazing.
yeah, it's huge. If I was a better marketer, people would read this site and realize what it is, but we're not good at that, and I blame myself. But yeah, that's what separates us, and I can't stress it enough. It's a huge deal. We could seriously charge twice as much per hour. We'd still be a better deal. You would get so much more productivity for so much less money when you use TaskBullet.
Wow, that is amazing, and it's funny because I never thought of it the way you said it, but you're right. The remote work, right, and what you need, it's not the same as the in-office employee that we're talking about. And kudos for you for changing the model to adapt, because I don't think a lot of people have adapted. I mean, it just really is. There's a lot that are just outdated and behind.
Yeah, they're complaining why the circle won't fit in the square hole. They're like, it won't fit. Why isn't this working? We got to go back to the old way. It's like, no, dude, working from home is here now and it's not going away. So you're going to need to adjust the hole that it goes into. And that's what we work on. And that's what we're doing. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to this guy, Ryan, on a podcast earlier today, and he said, he's like, he goes, after COVID and the remote work, it's, people used to work 9 to 5, in the office, and now it's 8 to 8 from home. It's just it's totally different, but it's more and it's taxing. Yeah. So, all right. So Wesley, that's really, really interesting. So we'll have to make sure that, and I know there's a ton of people watching this that are like, man, I could use that. So that's a really good thing. We'll have people reaching out to you for sure. Talk to me about the shift in the industry, because the one is the model, right? And you guys have adapted really well. But how is emerging tech, AI, data, automations all affecting and impacting your industry and the industries that you're seeing? And I'm guessing you work with a lot of entrepreneurs and agencies and
all of our customers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all B2B. Dude, I've said this before, so anyone that follows me will hear me say it again. AI is the best, worst thing ever for entrepreneurs. It is so great and so horrible. Entrepreneurs, they get in the office and they're like, I went to AI and I reduced my pitch deck. We just talked about this. I had a 12-page pitch deck. I took it down to 7. I'm so efficient. I'm so productive. Look what I've accomplished today. Oh, buddy, but you didn't. No, man, do not put your mind there. You are the entrepreneur. You are the brain that pushes this ship forward. If you're not doing that, then your company's not moving forward and it's not ready for the future. So yeah, the AI, I mean, if it does what the people at the top that are working on AI, if it does what they think it will do, dude, we're all toast, man. I think that there'll be a couple industries and we can get into that, but basically like all the industries are pretty much toast except for a few. And so people talk about like, what will you do? We're all screwed, buddy. Like it's over. It's over. Culture itself will change everything across the board if AI does what they think it's going to do. And I kind of think it will, but I also know that we're not there yet. Just like when the internet came, it was cool, but remember the old dial-up? Like,
it took us a while.
You go to a site and you're like,
oh yeah,
you would show up.
The AOL sound, the dial-up sound.
And it finally gets there and you're like, yes, like this is it. And what is it? It's literally like a stupid, horrible picture, like not even well done. And then like some text and you can scroll down and see it. And you're like, we won. Like we saw the internet. Oh, dude, so crap. And then you fast forward to today. And I mean, it's a utility. It seriously is. It's your water and your gas and your internet. Good luck going without that. It's utility. You cannot run, like, why don't you internet? So, yeah, right, it's on your phone, pal. Like, and every place you go has internet. So don't. Like, it's a utility at this point. That will happen with AI. It's going to take a minute. We're not there yet. I don't know how fast it will come. Only they do. But I imagine it'll be just like the technology scale. You've seen it. It goes like this, and then
the
it goes like
stick.
that. It took like 100 years to do this, and then like 6 minutes to go like that. It'll be the same thing. You're seeing the AI go like this, and it's incremental, and it's just going to be like, well, everyone's job is gone. Like within a year, everyone is toast. So that's coming. How are we adjusting to it? Well, what we're trying to do is educate entrepreneurs. Like I just said earlier with that point, they come in and they say, I'm going to do these 6 things today. And they'll spend the whole day being efficient, proactive, getting these things done for the company. And they're important things. They need to be done. But they shouldn't be done by you. You should still use AI because it is smarter than all of us. But what you need to do is maybe go in there and say, do this, in AI, come up with the roadmap, and then hand it to your personal assistant, your VA from TaskBullet, and say, hey, can you finish this? Can you turn this 11 pages into 7 pages? Can you export, make it look good on Canva, give it back to me? While I've now handed that off and now I'm working over here. My family sees me working and I don't know what they think of me, because a lot of times I'll take my dog and I go, I got to go think. And they're like, it's the middle of the day. Like, he's working. I'm like, I got to go think. And I'll take my dog and I'll go on walks. And if you saw me, you would think I was a crazy person, because I'm not on the phone. I literally am talking to myself as I walk around these trails, just walking through what the company's doing, what the future is, where we need to be. I'm not in front of the desk saying, does my pitch deck look right? And are my contracts in place? And how's my payroll going? I have to delegate that. I still use AI all the time for everything, constantly. But my mind always has to be on, like, where are our problems and how do we solve them and where do we go from here? And then I get, calling meetings in and say, hey, here's what's going on. Here's what I'm seeing. How do we adjust? The team, we all come up with stuff and they go out. So that's where entrepreneurs, I hope they would be, use the tool. It's super important, but hand it off. Like, don't you sit there and do that. Well, I need to make these emails and I'm going to have, a 10 email chain for my drip campaign. Yeah, I know the AI will write all that. So hand it to someone else to actually program it and put it in your drip campaign.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, they spend all day on it. And I'm like, you got stuff done, but you didn't save any time and your brain was not in the right spot. So yeah, that's where it's going. I do think we're going to get replaced, but there will be a couple industries that make it. Most of us will be, the VA, our virtual assistant's gone. It's a ticking time bomb. It's not like this company's going to make it through that. AI will be able to do everything we do soon.
Yeah. It's and a lot of the things that we're doing right now are AI powered. So AI is going to be able to do a lot of the stuff that we do as well. So there's no doubt. But between then and now, we call them our digital coworkers, and we just tell you got to be using them to make yourself that much more productive. To your point, though, on the right things. If there's things you should be doing as a founder and CEO, you need to delegate that stuff. Right. Yeah. And you work with a lot of, on the smaller agency side, where they're trying to wear every hat and it's just the wrong play.
Yep. Yeah, they get in there.
You know what the exciting part is, though, Wesley, is that if you are one of those people, it's never been easier to not have to wear all those hats. Right. Yeah. Like I don't, like, when I started an agency, oh my God, back in like 4, and I'm thinking, man, if I had AI then, I probably would have scaled that thing to the moon, because I wouldn't have needed all the extra overhead that we were, incurring.
Yeah. And now the world's so funny, huh? Like, you get all these new tools to make things more efficient, but the problem is everybody else got those tools as well. And so you're like, oh, I'm going to be ahead. It's like, are you? Because now everyone has them. So yeah, it's always tough. Like, when the VA industry blew up, because now everyone's working from home and people realize this is a thing, it was like, oh, super. Did you guys blow up? It's like, yeah, but the problem is all the competition came too. Like, we did great, but so did everybody else. They all just came out of the woodwork. So it's fine. It's all good. It's just, if you start a business and it's that good, give it a minute. The competition's coming. Or if you think you're going to get into something because it's super easy, you don't know enough about it. It's not as easy as you think it is, buddy.
It's not. Exactly. I totally agree. So tell me some of your client, because I would imagine you have tremendous client success stories because of how they use your services, and you're so different than everybody else.
We do see it. It's hard to talk specifically on each one. And the reason is because I'm pretty far removed. I don't ever really talk to customers. I take sales calls a lot for a couple reasons, but I do take those. So I talk to people before they sign up and chat with what they want to do. But once they get in there, they've got an account manager, they've got the VAs, they've got managers above that, the QAs checking on work, HR handles the employees. I don't really see it, but the extreme cases, sometimes I'll hear about them because someone will talk about something, or I have to go actively ask people what's going on.
Yeah.
But I remember one that was cool where we just saved the day, which is cool because we saved the day. They had this, I guess, a launch or something. This gal was pregnant, and she was 9 months, but she was ready to pop. And it was right over the weekend. I think it was a Friday night. Anyway, she had this big launch. She was super excited about it. She got everything ready for it. And she goes into labor, dude, right before she's ready, like Thursday night or Friday morning. And it was not ready. It wasn't ready. It wasn't set. And she's gone. She thought she'd have the whole next week to run this thing. And she was out. And so she goes into labor. So she's MIA. And the employees are like, this thing's launching tomorrow, right? It's set to launch. And she needed a ton of stuff done. Well, meanwhile, she also ran out of hours. Like when you run out of hours at TaskBullet, you got to buy more hours. You can't work for free. So her bucket of hours, her retainer, it ran out.
Yeah.
And the employees are calling me, well, the management was calling me like, hey, this thing's launching. We have to put a bunch of people on the chat and the phones and the orders over the weekend. And we're ready, but she doesn't have any hours. I'm like, well, just have her buy some hours. What's the big deal? Like, well, she's in labor. Like, she's in the hospital. She can't buy hours. I'm like, oh, my word. And I was like, well, I'm not going to hang this poor lady out to dry. She's having a baby. Right. I love babies.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
You're a good guy, right?
So I was like, well, we might get hosed on this one. But I'm like, everybody work, everybody on point. Anyone that needs to be on there, put all the employees on it, do everything we need to do. Make sure this thing launches correctly. Be there for her. Anyway, it launched. We were there. I think it went well. I don't remember. I just know this side of it. I know that there was a lot of hours clocked that weren't paid for. Because that's the side that I see. But she got out of labor like a week later. She paid her, but everything was fine. We got paid. Everything's good. But it was just funny. Like, it was one of those moments. I mean, these people come on here and they ask us, like, how do I interact with my employee? And what do I do? And I'm always like, dude, it's a normal employee. Like, you know these people. You're going to have a relationship with them. Yes, they're working virtually, but you should talk to them. Get on calls, video calls, phone calls, text, put them on Slack, whatever. Treat them as if they're your employee. We'll handle, we're an HR company. Think of it like that. We're the HR department, making sure that they're okay. But they're doing whatever you want. They're not checking with us. And so, yeah, a lot of these people have relationships. And so it's cool to see that the employees are like, hey, this and this has to happen or needs this. And we always try to be there for the customer. But I have seen some companies, just because I see the account size, that's what I notice.
Yeah.
I mean, what else am I going to measure? So I'll see people come on and I'll see them start with like the bucket. And then all of a sudden they go to full time because it's cheaper per hour. So they'll do the full time monthly billing. And then all of a sudden I see 2 and then 4. And then I start to get the management calling me, hey, we need to set up all these automatic invoices, all this stuff. I'm like, what's going on? Like, they're adding 4 more. And like, they're turning into these big teams. And I'm like, sweet. Like that's a huge success story. I just see it on our end. They started with the bucket. Now they have 8 full-time employees. That's what I see.
Huge.
Get into what they're doing and what we're doing. But at one point, we were running an entire brokerage, like a real estate brokerage. The brokers running the whole thing. So that was kind of cool. But then, then 2020 hit, and then no one bought anything. Or no, it was after that. Whenever it was when people stopped by, was it 23?
21, I thought, was the after effects. But yeah.
Whenever people stopped buying homes, that was when that just crumbled, and I felt bad. But it's what it is. So yeah, there's been some success stories, and I can tell you that I can tell you which employee or which customers succeed and which ones fail. The ones that fail are the ones that don't know their processes, and the ones that succeed are the ones that know the outcome. They know what the end result looks like, and they build the process to get there, and then they give it to the VA and say, "This is the SOP, and this is the end outcome." And a little bit of training. But those are the ones that I see grow and grow and grow. And the ones that are like, I don't know, can you just do my marketing? It's like, oh, buddy.
Yeah.
We're not a marketing agency. I mean, we know how to market, but you've got to, is this your ship? What's your voice? What are you doing? What's your marketing channels? I don't know.
Right.
So, yeah, it's kind of like right away you can see like this account's not going to go anywhere. And this account is. So we have a coaching group we started actually to help bridge that gap when we see people. We're like, hey, let me help you because you're not there.
It's a really good idea.
Yeah. So the coaching is cool. It's new, but it's there, and we're there to help if we can.
I love it. Love it. So, obviously, right, you have a growth vision for the company. Are you guys grow organically? Is it a lot of referral based, or are you guys constantly running ads and doing outreach?
In the beginning, it was pretty organic. It was easy. But like I said, the competition came in, and now it's tough. So we do a lot of paid. It's all pretty much paid. We have the referrals and all that kind of stuff, but it's mostly paid. That's where where it's coming in. And what we run into is just employees. Like, we're an HR company. If we were making skateboards, right? I'd have to make sure that my bearings are good and my wheels are good and that they're assembled correctly and they ship out solid. That's what I got to do. With an employee, it is so much harder. They're people. This week, this month, great. I could have people for 2 years that were solid. And then something happens in their personal life. We're all people. And so things happen, man. Like, things happen. And totally they're just like MIA for like a week. And, if you've been with us for 2 years, you're like, what's going on with Janice? How do we figure this out? And we'll get it sorted out. No big deal. But if you just came on and your first interaction with TaskBullet was Janice disappearing for a week, dude, TaskBullet's out, right? Like these guys are the worst. No organization, no accountability. They're awful. And I'm like, well, I mean, you did hire us. So yeah, we are to blame. But man, there was just so much more to that. I wish I could express to you. But I understand being angry. I get it. If I was you, I probably would be the same. So that's a big problem for us. That's the growth problem. You'll bring someone in and they're happy and they want to give us a try. And if that employee doesn't kill it, they're instantly in this hole. You guys are ripping me off. I don't know you. I can't see you. I don't know if you're actually working on my stuff because you're virtual. I messaged you. It took you 20 minutes to get back. What were you making? Eggs, watching TV? And it's like, but if they were in the office, she'd be like, well, no, I saw Janice earlier. I know she's here. Well, I haven't seen her for 20 minutes. Well, she's probably in the bathroom or popping. Everything's fine, right? Because they're in the office. Our mental state's completely different when I saw someone and I know they're over there in the next office versus they're at home. Well, it's the same thing. It's been 20 minutes, dude. Chill. Yeah. Our mind goes crazy. No, they're at home. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not working for me. So people, that's our biggest problem with growth. It isn't really getting the customers in because our barrier of entry is really low. Our product is very, very good. Our offering's good. We have a free trial going right now. Like it's so easy to try us out. But yeah, we really are always working on employees. If they drop the ball, especially with that first order, it just kills us. Spend all this money to get people in the door and then you drop the ball. I'm like, guy. So yeah, that's the problem we run in with. But we're dealing with people, you know, I can't ship the same skateboard every time.
It would be easier if it was skateboards, for sure.
Right. I mean, we have other problems, you know what I mean? I'm sure we'd have plenty of problems, but our problem is our product, it's people, and people are people. And I love them, but we all have we're all people, man.
Yeah. So. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Well, tell me something that I got to ask you a couple closing questions. What's something that you use AI personally to do that other founders and CEOs would you think they'd find useful?
A lot of time research. I love doing research with it. Mostly sounds bad, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I use it for almost all the legal stuff. When I need like letters of intent or, you know, some type of
review a contract.
Contract. Yeah. All sorts of things like that. Like I'll quickly go to AI and be like, hey, write this up for me between these two companies. And then basic coding, if I can do it quickly, I'll use it. I have it check my coding. If I can't, I'll hand it to the staff if it's a bigger thing. And we have coders that do big stuff. But if it's a little thing like just getting maybe our orders that are coming in through the site that go onto our spreadsheets and they come in through Zapier and then they go on the spreadsheets and they hit our CRM or they hit our accounting software. A lot of the programming that goes into the sheets to move things around correctly, I use it for a lot of that. And I've tried them all. I tried the main ones, the Gemini and the Grok and of course the chat. And dude, I'll tell you what, I love chat for its word. I think it does the best with language. I think it is best. Gemini, I haven't had a whole lot of luck. I don't feel like it sucks. I just don't feel like it's as good. And then Grok, tell you what, dude, it kills it on the coding. If any of my coding that was made in chat and then I have Grok check it, Grok makes it so much better. It doesn't just correct, like it fixes everything and also make things work together. I get way better coding results on Grok than the other two.
There's
another one that my coders use and I forget the name of it. I didn't know it.
Claude?
That's what my real coders use.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Did they use Claude or?
It might have been Claude. Maybe that's what they were using.
Or Anthropic. Yeah.
And I'm not a real coder. So maybe real coders use that stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of that. And then sometimes I'll have it analyze the website and I'll say, okay, analyze this page. Tell me what the message is and how we can make it better. And here's my message. And I'll take that and be like, hey, VA, update the website with this new information. And they'll go and, format it and make everything look right. So little things like that. I have it check work, analyze things, and research normally.
Yeah. Very cool. Very, very cool. Last question. Hypothetically, if you had a magic wand to fix one thing in your business that's either slowing you down or from growth or just holding you back, what would you use the magic wand for?
It would definitely be employee communication. If I like to tell my employees, give our customers the opportunity to show empathy. Give them that. Let them have that opportunity. If you disappear for a week, they're pissed. If you say, hey, Brent, I got some things going on. I'm having a very tough time. I just need a week to get my stuff together. Can you grant me some grace here and just give me a week to get my stuff together? I'll be back. I'm so sorry to put you through this, but I got some things that are going on. Brent's going to say, of course, you've given me the opportunity to show you empathy. And I love that. I love showing empathy. It makes me feel better about myself. And maybe I can even virtue signal with it. Just kidding. I can show empathy. And that's all I try to tell them. Like, guys, just communicate, man. People love people. We're people. We don't want to hurt people. Yeah. But you got to give them the opportunity. If you just disappear for a week, I'm pissed. Yeah. But if you tell me why and what's going on and you're going through things and you give me the opportunity to show you empathy, then, hey, dude, I'm a winner and you're a winner and nobody's pissed. Yeah. So communication, it's what kills me. I talk about it in every meeting and it still goes like it doesn't happen. And I'm like, dude, that was a 30-second response. That's all you had to do to save that account. A 30-second, I need a day. I'm on this. I'm not going to finish it. Hey, I'm having trouble. That's it. Yeah. And that account's still with us. But instead, you did nothing. They freak out. They think you're not doing anything. TaskBullet sucks. They're out. Yeah. Mother freaker. So, that would be it. Communication, man. That's what we would fix. And, you could build AI bots to help with some of that. And that probably would help to kind of communicate with both sides. Hey, I'm working on this to let the customer know that we are seeing it. Kind of like the tickets, through a customer service CRM. I do the tickets and kind of remind people I'm taking this off, I haven't responded, whatever. And then to remind the employee, like, hey, you still haven't answered John. I know you're busy, but at least just say something. Yeah. So that would be it. And it probably could be solved with AI. But once AI solves that, it'll probably solve a lot more. So why stop there? We are working on some AI stuff, but it is really essentially designing our own demise. But there'll be a couple industries that are okay. There'll be some things. But this particular
absolutely.
one, I think the clock is
I think we're a good long ways away from that. So,
Yeah, we're not there yet. I agree. It's not coming tomorrow. I agree.
Yeah. Wesley, thank you. Thank you for spending some time with us. This has been really, really fun. It's definitely been enlightening as well. And I love the fact that you guys have adjusted your model and that you really knocked it out of the park for most of your customers. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having us on. This was cool. I appreciate the opportunity just to get on here and chat.
Well, we'll have all the links below, but tell everybody how to go try TaskBullet.
Yeah. The site, a lot of people call and you can do that. We're happy to chat with you, but just go to the site. There's a free trial, at least right now is running a promo for the free trial. It's so easy. You go to there, you put the pricing page, look for the green link. It'll say either claim your free hours or free trial or something. Hit that. We literally take your phone number, your name, and your email. That is it. There isn't even any financial information exchange. It's not like we're going to bill you later. There's nothing. You get 10 free hours. You use those hours. It's not choked. It's our full service, full everything for 10 hours. If you like us, buy a bucket of hours or get a part-time, full-time. If you don't like us, well, whatever. We don't have your credit card information, so it doesn't really matter. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to cancel anything. It doesn't matter. Just don't call us anymore. But yeah, if it does work, then right on, and let's keep going. So go to the site, TaskBullet.com, look for the free trial, and give it a shot. And hopefully we do a good job.
Love it. Well, thank you, everybody. Go give it a shot. If you need help, absolutely go give Wesley's company a shot. That wraps up this episode of Future Proof. Thank you, Wesley, for joining us, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Where at Future Proof, that we always say, change the plan, never the goal.
If you're ready to embrace change and lead with innovation, be sure to subscribe and never miss an episode. Thanks for tuning in to the Future Proof Podcast.